And I wanted to make a video about the events that have happened over the past couple weeks and how I'm dealing with them mentally and emotionally and physically, because we had to actually move because we were kicked out of the last place. And I know that what I'm going to title this video, and I want to talk about it because that's basically how I felt in that moment and how I'm still feeling right now after I've had time to process my feelings and my thoughts and my emotions and my responses to people and everything. What happened to my daughter and I was totally wrong. We still are currently, but right now we are not at a volunteer spot because I'm not doing any volunteering at the moment. We are trying to recoup right now, but we were treated unfairly. We were volunteering for a person. She didn't behave like a human being, but for the sake of this video, we'll label her as a person. And she because of her actions, something that I'm so passionate about, teaching, was snatched away from me. I was told by someone at the school where I was volunteering, not an employee, and I have the contract to prove that I was not an employee, and I said that multiple times, and it was as if I wasn't talking. I wasn't ever her employee. An employee is not a volunteer. A volunteer is not an employee. She lied to get the contract at the school, just to make that 100% clear. And I found out recently, and I confronted her about it, and that's what made her use the gas leak to evict us from her home. So then that meant that I can no longer volunteer at the school. She lied and said that the school said that they were alarmed by my letters. I only wrote them one email message. I didn't write them any long letters. I wrote them one email message. When I got the forwarded message back from the school, they told me that, yes, we are confirming that we have ended the contract with her volunteer organization, which I'm not going to say the name. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure it out. And I'm going to make an extended video about volunteering and the do's and the don'ts from my experience and what I think you guys should look out for. But it's like, I'm not going to say the universe, because it isn't the universe that doesn't want me happy. That's what I thought in the beginning, because I'm like, every time I try to teach, yes, I have a mouth on me, okay? I have a mouth, and it's a big one, okay? And if I feel like something needs to be said, I'm going to say it. Did I get into it with one of the volunteers that lived in that house, which she said it was an apartment, and it wasn't, it's actually the school? Have proof of that also, the receipts. Yes, because he told me speak English, and he was being very creepy, and every time I would go in the kitchen, he would go in there even though he didn't have any lessons at that time and anything to do. And I'm not talking about the couple volunteers. I'm talking about the volunteer that was there alone. So she basically lied her whole way through. I know for most people who are watching this video, you may not understand and it might seem confusing to you, but she lied. And I'm going to sit down and put dates and give you a timeline as to what happened. But I was so happy when I found out I would be teaching again, because anybody who knows me knows that I love children and I love teaching. Those things are my passion. Writing and dancing are my passion. And then after that, last week I get a message from some individual that told me stop embarrassing my daughter, and they listed that comment, they wrote that comment under my dance video where I said ignorance should be banned, not creativity. So because I choose not to wear a full covering from head to toe, I'm embarrassing my daughter, even though dancing makes me happy. And if you scroll back into my videos from years ago, you see how I speak openly about the sexual abuse that happened to me as a child, where I had zero control of my body. And if I choose to use dance as a form of expression and as an outlet for myself, for my body, that is my business. And if anyone watching this video is unhappy with the way I express myself, I invite you in this moment in time to not watch any of my videos from this moment forward, because not only am I going to upload more dance videos, I am going to teach again. I don't know how, I don't know where, and to be quite honest with you, I'm saying this because I'm putting it out there to the universe that I refuse to give up on my passion due to the ignorance of other people, because I say that all the time. I preach that all the time. The ignorance is wrong. It is wrong. And I am very angry. And yes, I am angry. And when I am angry, I get loud. So if someone is uncomfortable with me screaming or yelling because I am angry, then I am uncomfortable with you smiling when you are happy. When you are happy, don't smile, because your smiling makes me uncomfortable. That doesn't make any sense. So when someone tells me that I don't have the right to express my anger, that doesn't make any sense. When someone tells me that I don't have the right to express my sadness, my depression, that I don't have the right to express who I am on the inside through dance, through writing, through whatever means necessary that I choose, because this is my life and my body, then I don't want to hear from you. I don't want anyone like that in my life. If you don't like me, don't like me. I have no issue with anyone not liking me. Zero. The only people I want in my life are people who respect me. Your love, not necessary. Your like, not necessary. If you're going to be in my life, the only thing I require from you is respect, because that's what I am going to give to you. Everything else can come and go. If you don't like the way I am living my life, you don't like my tattoos, you don't like my piercings, you don't like my bald head, then you don't do it. I don't tell other people to get tattoos. I don't tell other people to get piercings. I don't tell other people how to live my life. And for those of you who are wondering, I don't even tell my daughter how to live her life. She is her own individual person, as I am my own individual person. I dance, she draws. I write, she creates and illustrates things. That's what we do. We respect each other, and that's why we get along. And I talked to my daughter about that comment, and I do not embarrass her. So for anyone who's wondering, I don't embarrass my daughter. I don't control her. And for all of you demons out there, because that is what you are, who are trying to, all you demons who are trying to take away and snatch away my happiness and my joy, and you're trying to make it so that I get so depressed that I kill myself because that's what you want from me, and you know those are the thoughts that run through my head, I rebuke you, because you are a demon. I will always and forever have mental illnesses. That's what the universe saw fit to give me. That's what I have. 3 of them. And I'm not quiet about it, and I'm not secretive about it. Scroll back in my YouTube channel history if you want to, in my videos. Okay? I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm not ashamed of my depression. I'm not ashamed of dancing in my booty shorts. I'm not ashamed of my writing. I'm not ashamed of being a single mother. I'm not ashamed of being a traveler. I'm not ashamed of being having colored skin. I'm not ashamed of my facial features. For the people who say they're not African features, I'm not ashamed of West African features, Central African features, whatever features you want to ascribe me to have. I'm not ashamed of it. If you want to call me ugly, do it. If you want to call me stupid, do it. I'm not respecting you, and I don't absorb your negativity. So when people try to take away your happiness, the best thing I can tell you to do is to realize who you are. The only way that I am able to survive these things that happen, being kicked out in the cold. And by the way, when that individual kicked us out of her home and lied and said that she had booked us somewhere, I contacted booking.com and she hadn't, and she was supposed to, because the gas leak was in her home. Okay. It was -1 degree Celsius that night. She didn't care about me or my daughter. She said to me in an email she didn't want any harm to come to us, but yet I pleaded with her to send me the confirmation for the booking, and she didn't do it. I contacted the booking.com. They didn't have my name or email listed for any booking, so I had to book something myself. Out in the cold, standing out in front of her home, trying to use the internet over the gate. So for all of you wondering what happened, We got treated, excuse my language because I'm about to say a word of profanity. We got treated like shit in Warsaw, Poland. That's what happened. And am I happy about it? No. I'm about to say another swear word, so if you don't want to hear it, click off my video. The way we were treated was so fucked up. It was unnecessary. It was unfair. And it hurt me. I cried that night. And you want to know why? If any of the kids from the school, I won't say the name, the school where I was teaching, it was my pleasure to teach you guys. And before I start getting too emotional and people saying, oh, you too old to cry, you too old to be dancing, this is my life. And I live it how I want. And if you don't like it, guess what I'm thinking for you to do? Okay? For all those kids at that school, thank you. Thank you for the ones who were open-minded. Thank you for the ones who were open to having a conversation with me. And for the ones who didn't like my features or didn't like something, I'm sorry for you that you live your life like that. For all the adults who live a closed-minded lifestyle and have closed-mindedness still in their brains, I'm sorry for you that you live like that, because the world is too big and life is too short. My life is too valuable for me to worry about or put relevance or importance to your negativity that you try to force me to absorb. I won't. I won't. I won't. And I'm sitting here, laying here in this bed, and I am hurting in pain. And I know that mentally I am not the most healthy right now. So I am distancing myself from a lot of people until I can get myself back up where I need to be. Yes, to the outside world, it looks like they have won. And they have got me to a point where I almost did some harm to myself. But you haven't gotten me. And you won't get me.